What's going on, everybody? We're live. I thought I'd delay it a little bit this evening, and I hate talking with these headphones on. It's awful. Yep, this is 2 weeks in a row. I think we're setting some sort of new record. I hope everybody's well this evening. We have a little bit prepared. You can kind of tell by the title. I actually grabbed a few things today from the paintball store, so we can actually talk about a couple things. We'll delay that a little bit. And then we're just going to get right into this. As Frogman20 said, you should like this video. Am I delayed at all? It's like the audio. Let me know if the audio and like everything feels in sync. I feel like I'm like, this is a little weird feeling right now. So just let me know if it's working. I got to get the chat window open though. That definitely is helpful. Sounds good. Crisp. Everything's good. Okay, thanks, guys. There's just a little bit of a delay in the time, so I wasn't sure if we were weird. I used to have all kinds of problems with like audio out of sync and stuff like that. You know, the chat's always going to be delayed. Yeah, the chat's always going to be delayed. I was like, well, yeah, the chat's always delayed. Okay, we're just going to go right into this thingy. I'm like hearing stuff. Okay, so today at the paintball store, I was able to snatch up a shocker, an HK Army shocker. Nate Hanneman, thank you, sir. Here's a man. Sunday at the paintball field. You know, I was thinking about playing this weekend again. Maybe, I mean, last weekend we went to the paintball field. It was a beautiful day outside, but I was severely underfed and extremely tired. And I literally played one match and wanted to die. So maybe next weekend. Or maybe this weekend. I did think about that for sure. We'll talk about it. Okay, I have... Hold on. That right there, the HK Army shocker amp. So I have done a full-on review of this gun. I've done an amp review in the past when they came out. All this whole like COVID thing has made my like calendar all over the place. I don't know. Maybe the amp came out about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Did it come out before COVID? I don't even remember. But there's definitely a review on this channel. I'm going to get rid of this black thing, and then we're going to open this up and kind of see what's inside of it. And talk about a freaking amp. Let's get rid of that. Oh, gosh. That speaker. I'm going to move that keyboard a little bit. Get that mouse out of here so we have a clean surface working area. So, yeah, all the shocker paintball guns, we should say all the, like, shocker DLX gun as well, do come with cases. The new TM40 case is a little bit different than this, but I'd still say like the same build quality and still same overall like goodness we're getting or something like that. I'm turning my volume down. I don't know if I'm like clipping or something, but we'll see. So yeah, shocker amp right there. You can see on these, there are two different prices for these things. They are going to be $11.99, like it says on that price tag right there. I want to make sure I have all my notes up so I don't like miss anything. And then they also have a different version of these, not solid colors, that are going to have like splashes and crazy anodizing. This one right here though is just going to be their standard normal color, we're going to say. So let's do this thing. So inside there, you're going to really kind of get the same stuff you're going to get with the normal amp. You do get a really good parts kit, although I hate pulling them out of here. It always feels like I'm going to like rip the like liner on these things. Good parts kit, you get a bunch of O-rings. Let's see if we can get that up there. Some spare screws. There's a reg seat right there. Really kind of maybe all the O-rings you're ever going to need in these things. Those O-rings do last quite a while, so it's not like something you're really changing all that often. You're still getting the Freak XL barrel kit, and you can probably tell the color of that gun based off that barrel. They do come with a 6 .87 insert. Let's put that there. I don't know. A bunch of there's actually the O-ring that goes in the barrel. Allen wrenches, a lot of Allen wrenches, really more Allen wrenches than you're ever going to need. Some grease, we're going to say about, what is that? Probably like a 1/4 ounce of grease or something like that. Some Dow 33 medium, I think they use. Okay, on the other side of here, you're going to get a barrel cover. It's a barrel cover. Quick start manual, so you don't actually have to have anything downloaded on your phone or whatever. You can just keep that in there, so it's kind of quick and easy. I got a super chat from someone. I freaking appreciate it. Joel, you're awesome. Thank you very much, sir. There it is, though. We have Shocker Amp. You can see in that teal and pink color. I don't know what they call this colorway, actually. Does it say on this price tag? Teal and pink. And they are quite a bit different than the previous amp. I mean, if you guys are familiar with that, like, normal Shocker amp, the HK one is going to look quite a bit different. We're going to zoom in there. I hate that little cut on there. It drives me a little down the table. It drives me insane. We're going to cover it up. Yeah, you can see right away that it's just milled a lot more. The regular amp has much more simple, we'll say subdued milling. The reason they kind of are using that little cheaper style or simpler milling is mainly just to keep the cost down. Having this like extensive extreme cut milling, it just costs more. I mean, you have to run the gun on the machine a little bit longer, and just takes a little bit more work. Right away, though, the thing that I like about these is certainly that foregrip. I mean, my biggest complaint with the original amp was just how small these foregrips are. You can kind of actually see the original ones about like that, and then they added this little extra like spot right here, so when you put it in your hand, it just feels much larger. I mean, you can kind of see that my hand's a little big, so I don't really like these really small paintball guns. I much prefer stuff that's a little stretched out. Like, I like this length a lot, but I much prefer the guns with big honking foregrips. So I really like how they've, just increased that foregrip size really quite a bit on there. Man, it looks really good in this light though, right? I really like the little notches. I think that maybe the most modern paintball gun that kind of had these little cuts right there was the Vanquish. I think the Vanquish 1.0 was kind of like that on the side, right? The whole idea is that like maybe you can get a little bit of extra grip, or there's people that hold their guns crazy over the top like that, so maybe you get a little bit of extra grip by having those little milling spots. They also added some upgrades on this. You can probably already see they've added the toolless eye covers, so you can, I hate the way these eye covers work. I really hate them. You can like push back. I might not even be able to get these off right now, because they're just so like on there, yeah. Toolless eye covers, so is where before you had to use an Allen wrench. Now you just push this little like latch back and you push down right there, kind of pops up, and you can remove the thing. It's handy, but again, it's like, it's not one of the things that like you're doing all that often. I mean, how often do you remove, okay, doing this at this angle where I can't actually see what I'm doing, it's a little difficult. What is happening here? I hate these eye covers. Am I just an idiot? Do I have it on like upside down? Or did the eye come off? I can't like see what I'm doing. Okay. This is the normal flaw with the Luxes. I'm just not used to like, there we go. If the eye comes off, it like pops up and then it presses down. It makes it a little hard to put back on. But they are removable without tools. I mean, whether that was easier or not, I don't know. Maybe not for myself, but if you're not stupid, you can take them off a little easier. They've also added that new on-off. So it's really the same on-off as the previous amp, except for in the front they had a knob. Now they're doing that same quick release lever that you're going to see on the Luxes. TM40 still has that. Yeah. They've also kind of milled up the back cap. It's still going to be the exact same thing though. Bolt still comes out the same. Still has that like twist lock or whatever, but it's definitely milled and looks quite a bit nicer. HK Army say that it comes with an aftermarket or a different trigger, but it really is the exact same trigger as that comes on the amp. They just milled it down a little bit. Definitely milled the feed neck to make it a little bit lighter as well. That is the Shocker amp. $1,200, and they also have that 1350 one that has like a splash and all that cool anodizing and stuff. Shocker amp. So if you got questions about this thing, and we got it right in front of me, you might as well like shoot away and ask me some questions. A little bit of a burp. Let's see what someone would say. Can you compare the regulator? Can you compare the regular amp to the Shocker amp? I kind of just did, didn't I? A little bit. Like size wise and all that. Well, I mean, it's literally the exact same size. So there's really not a different, if the O-rings are in there. It's really not a different size. I mean, the only thing that's like, bigger is that foregrip. I mean, that foregrip, is a little bit larger, but other than that, I mean, it's not dramatically any different. Is it worth the money? I don't know. I mean, the regular amp is quite a bit cheaper. I mean, the regular amp is hundreds of dollars less. So I think that it's probably not, I mean, is it worth it? I think that things that would make it worth it is if it like, shot better or performed a little different. But it really doesn't. It's still just, a Shocker amp. It just looks different, and, that foregrip's definitely cooler. The eye covers are definitely nicer. I don't necessarily like these on-offs. I think I like the twist knob a little bit more. I don't know. It definitely looks cleaner, though. It definitely looks cleaner, but I'm not a fan of these, like, little lever things. Yeah. Shocker amps. Shocker HK Army amp. It does look good. I really like how HK is kind of doing this. I mean, we've seen quite a few private label guns from them. We've seen, I don't know, what they do, a Lux? Did they do a Lux? They did a Lux. Did they do a Lux? Why am I blanking on that? Well, they definitely did a CS2, a 170R. The 170R have been very popular for them. And I think just in general, the Planet Eclipse guns are very popular. So whenever you're able to like, make a custom one or get one special to you that's limited edition or something that not everybody else has, those guns always seem to do well. They do have Luxes. I forgot. I'm like, well, I know they've done a bunch of amps, but yeah. Oh yeah, they definitely did a Lux. That was a few years ago. I was thinking about like what they did now. Brandon says, the ASA on my TM40 has gotten pressed off mid-game a few times. Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I don't like these, right? I mean, it's not like, these on-offs are... It's not like this, like, knob is, like, sticking out the... Let's put that on. It's not like this knob... Whoa. It's not like the, like, I don't know, lever sticks out the bottom or something. There's not, like, super easy to catch on. But you could easily see that, like, you're walking or... you pull your gun back really fast next to your pants and it could easily like, snag and just open. That's kind of why I like that twist knob. It's a little bit more, we'll say deliberate when you're going to try to use, that on off. And then it's like open like this, right? So when your air's off, you can easily just, smack it and turn the air on. Although it is true though, when you have the tank on there, it's much harder to press this. It doesn't just like, flop down like that. You actually have to like push it closed. Yeah. The A51, that's right. The Area 51 gun. That's right, I forgot about that. That's what they called the Lukes. I think that was probably actually the first like the first custom gun that HK Army did in like any like big quantity, we'll say. Jenkins asked, do you still have that 1.6 in the blue? No, I do not have. Did I even have an LV 1.6? I don't even know what colors I had in those things. Nope. Unfortunately, no more LVs. Andrew! Appreciate it, sir. What did you say? You said, hello. By any chance, do you recommend any arm pads? For sure. Absolutely. You know, I was thinking about this the other day, too. I was thinking about masks. I was like, man, there really aren't any bad masks. And there really are a lot of good pad options as well. I was kind of thinking about all the stuff in paintball. And at this point, we have a lot of like good knee pads and elbow pads. There's tons of good pants and masks and all kinds of good stuff out there. So I think that if you're looking for elbow pads, I've always kind of said that, like, you know, think where you're going to play at. If you play, say like me, right? I'm not diving all that much. I dive like once every few years. You know, I dive every 3 years. And I still want elbow pads because I want a little bit of protection, you know, I just want some protection on my arm. So if I do dive or if I'm crawling around, there's a little bit something there. So I don't need a ton of elbow pad, right? So there's like, say, a couple pads that work well for me, right? Like I've been wearing the Bunker King Fly elbow pads, very, very minimal elbow pad. And I really like the infamous Pro DNA elbow pads. They're very like minimal and lightweight. Or if you want something maybe more durable, if you're diving a lot, I really like HK Army's new elbow pads. I can't remember. I don't think they call them anything. I think they're just called arm pads. HK always calls them arm instead of elbow pads. But I really like the HK pads. I still really like the dye elbow pads. So I think if I was picking heavy duty pads for myself, it'd be dye or HK. And then lightweight stuff, might be the infamous ones. But the infamous ones are still really heavyweight and like solid. They're just not as thick. So they just kind of like feel a little bit more like streamline. There's also, I've got something else around here we can talk about. Related to elbow pads, here we have, I kind of left these off of there because I kind of wanted to talk about these in detail there. These are the Carbon SC elbow pads. So these are not really that new. I've just never talked about these things. They come in this neato little bag here. Let's pop this out. This neato little bag. I don't know what you're going to need this bag for. Maybe you put these pads in there when you're done, like, playing or something like that. And for some reason, there's this in there, too. It's kind of odd. So these are a very lightweight pad, much like all the stuff that Carbon makes. I mean, they're kind of going for, like, the CTX elbow pad. There we go. What am I doing? Much like all of the Carbon stuff, they kind of just want to make these, I would say, very well made, right? Who isn't trying to make stuff well? And they're just lightweight, so they're kind of geared more toward that tournament player. I mean, you can kind of just see that they're extremely lightweight, right? They're going to be much more flexible and like squishy than other elbow pads. I'm thinking right now. I'm going to get my HK pads. Okay, so these are, yeah, like I was saying, the HK pads are going to be much like heavier and more durable. I mean, you can even, maybe not more durable, but definitely, I don't know, have like a really heavy, thick pad in comparison to those Carbon pads. And that's kind of what I like. I like that little lightweightness because I'm not diving so much. I don't really need the pad that, like, you know, is super thick and it's going to be really heavy duty. So I like these. I like these lightweight pads. I also kind of like that these articulate, right? A lot of the like really lightweight pads don't have spots where like the elbow articulates like that. So it actually has a cut right there. The pad kind of is bigger around the elbow and then kind of tapers off really small, which is cool. This is a large, and let's put it on. Let's actually like see what it fits like. I always have like, I don't really have a problem with elbow pads. I mean, sometimes the elbow pads tend to be a little bit short on my arms, and when I bend my arm, the actual pad is right there, but I have like big weird arms, so. Is this the right side? Nope. Pretty sure that's the right one. That's the right one. Man, they are very light, aren't they? I can't believe I never put these on. Yeah, so you can kind of tell, right? This is not a fair representation of these elbow pads, but like, I mean, you can see my elbow is really actually like right here. So it barely makes it onto that pad, where I think ideally, you know, I'd probably have this like, you know, probably a little bit more like that. I don't know. I like them. I sometimes wear my pads like this. I don't really like the heavy like forearm or like the heavy hand protection sometimes. So like say on these, I would fold these all the way back. And I like to wear pads like that sometimes. If I have gloves, I'll wear my elbow pads like that. These are a little better. I mean, you can still see, like, you know, my elbow's still right there. It's still not really, like, working out. The Carbon SC harnesses. How much are those? Those are $50. They're $50. And they're definitely going to be on the higher priced side. I mean, there's a lot of other lightweight elbow pads that are going to be a little bit cheaper. I mean, Valken makes their agility pads, but those are pretty terrible. Exalt make the Alpha pad. Those are only $25, but they're very basic. I mean, the Alpha pad's kind of geared more toward like, I played paintball one time and just want some protection. Empire also make their Neo skin, but those are kind of rare. Empire's not making those anymore, but you can still kind of find them. Some paintball stores still have those things. They're still obtainable. Yep. The Virtue, Richard says, my favorite pads are the Virtue Breakout pads. I like the Virtue pads a lot. They really remind me quite a bit, right? They remind me a lot of that thing. They remind me a lot of the HK pad. Mainly probably because they look kind of similar. I mean, the Virtue pad kind of has like the same colors and I don't know, it just looks somewhat similar. I really liked the HK, or I should say the Virtue knee pads. I really was a fan of those. Knee pads are so hard though, because knee pads are one thing that like, you really need them to fit well, right? You can kind of get away with like elbow pads not fitting right. You know, they could be a little small or a little bit too big, but knee pads kind of have to stay in place, right? And when you're moving and sliding around a bunch, you really got to kind of have the right knee pads. So the best way to probably buy knee pads is at an actual paintball store so you can try them on. Most people don't like that answer. Yep. Who's got questions for me? Give me something to talk about. We got some other things down there. Let's see what I have to... If I have anything like... in my notes I actually want to talk about. One thing that's kind of happening, we can kind of talk about. I don't really know a whole lot about this. I know that I've kind of seen this on the periphery. I thought about trying to call and talk to Todd or Patrick today about this, but I did not do that. So we are going to open a few links up here. So this is, I don't know, this happened maybe about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, somewhere in there. But Todd Martinez coach of Houston Heat currently, owner of Weapons, formerly Raza. Gosh, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that name. We're just gonna go with Mr. Rolo. Thank you so much. I don't want to try to pronounce your name and mess it all up. Thanks. I will keep up. We'll try to keep reviewing stuff. You're the only one who evaluates a product, and in the end, you can say you don't buy the product. Just don't buy the product. Yeah, for sure. This one's better than that. Absolutely. That's what I try to do. The rest of the reviewers always say just buy it. Well, yeah, I think one of the problems with most of the reviews is they're not really reviews, right? They're all just paintball stores and paintball companies, right? So if you went to a paintball store, you'd just be like, buy it. It's awesome. Whereas I don't own a paintball store, so I can just be like, don't buy it. It's terrible. I'm not really trying to sell anything, A lot of people are always trying to like sell everyone's stuff, so. But I appreciate it. Thank you. I try to do that, so. At least I know that, like, it's working out. Okay, so this happened, we're going to say a few months ago. And like I said, I kind of wanted to talk to Todd or Patrick today about this, but I didn't really have time. And thought I'd throw this together and kind of just talk about it very briefly. And just kind of, I don't know, maybe get people interested and hopefully we can, like, I don't know, maybe push this thing further forward. So a few months ago, Todd Martinez and Patrick McKenna purchased the Upstate Paintball League. And then they've rebranded it I thought I was on this display right here. And then they've we got all kinds of problems. There we go. And then they've rebranded it. Man, my Zoom's not working or anything. The URPL, the United Regional Paintball League. And the whole, like, what I've gathered from this is the whole purpose really is to try to make Little League Paintball. So Little League Paintball, I guess, would just be like, kind of like, Little League Baseball, right? They're going to try to get local fields to run their format and have like a draft and stuff like that. So I'd assume they kind of want to do 2 sessions as the first. There's like no information on this website. Let's go find. This is the one I meant to try to find. There's very little information. So yeah, what it seems like they want to try to do is every 2 sessions a year, there's going to be a spring session, and then it looks like a fall session. So these first tournaments are going to be February 26th, March 12th, April 23rd, and May 21st. And they're going to have an adult division and a kid division. So like say, they're right now based on the East Coast, but say they bring like Little League Paintball here to Sacramento. What they do is they'd have an adult division and then a Little League, a kid division. I think it's under 14. The adults are 4-on-4 and the kids are 3-on-3. And then before this tournament like session, so like the spring session before that starts, they'd have a draft. So they'd get however many teams, I guess, or they need, or however many people signed up, and then like kind of draft the people out. I think that the biggest problem we've always had with paintball is like, say you're new to the sport and you want to, play on a team. The only way to like, we'll get there. The only way to like, play a tournament is somehow make friends with 5-6 other people to start a team, or you have to join a team. There's no way just to like sign up and, play tournaments. Whereas, when you're 10 years old, there are tons of sports teams or sports leagues. You could play football and soccer and baseball and swimming and all kinds of stuff you can do. So being able to introduce people into paintball that's kind of like structured already and kind of like helping people out and get them started is a fantastic idea. I've kind of thought that, doing an adult league like this would be amazing, because there's so many people that like, you know, loosely play softball and stuff, right? You're like, oh, I play softball once a month or something like that, or twice a month. So it'd be really kind of neat if you could do that same thing with paintball. The prices are going to be cool too. So apparently that adult division's $200. And then the kid division's $250. That kid division, the Little League one, will be 50 caliber, it seems like. And then they'll be using semi-guns, so semi-auto. It could be kind of cool. What am I like downloading? I just noted like something is like crazy downloading. I don't know. Little League. So yeah, I mean, they haven't really like, you know, done an event yet, and there's not like tons of stuff happening, I don't think, yet at the like big level. I think that they'll probably try it out locally. I know they've done a draft already. I believe that adult division's already done a draft. They've done some clinics out there locally, so I think it'd be cool. Well, 50 cal is only that like kid stuff. So the kid one is 14 and under, and the adult one's actually going to be, I think they wanted to do 15 balls a second full auto, like regular whatever. And I believe it was limited paint. I think they wanted to do a hopper and 2 pods in like that traveling adult version of it or whatever. Yep, I'm pretty sure. It's hard to say adult version, right? Because there'll be the like the URPL, the United Rec Ball Paintball League. That will be that adult section or style, right? And then they'll have Little League Paintball, which will be for the kids. I think Little League Paintball is a really cool name. Although I'd be a little bit concerned about lawsuits. I mean, I don't know, right? I don't know if Little League is trademarked, right? Little League Baseball might be trademarked. I'd be a little like apprehensive about that, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Brandon says 4-on-4, 15 balls a second, and 2 pods. Yep. I think 15 is not a good idea. I personally think that 10, I just think they should do 10. I think that 15 semi or like uncapped semi would be really cool. But I think for like, if you're going to try to like make a little local league and have like new people play and stuff like that, I think that, you know, making it a little bit more like accessible is probably good, right? I mean, people see 15 balls a second full auto and it's crazy. It might just be too fast. So I think maybe switching it to just 10, you know, 10 balls a second full auto or ramping, I think's better. That's probably like a better rate of fire. I don't know. I kind of want to talk about that. I don't know. There's not a lot of information on it, so it's kind of like, yeah. But I think that's probably how it's going to work. I think it's a good idea, so it would be kind of cool. The ultimate, the United Rec Paintball League and Little League. Have you ever played Airsoft? If so, pros and cons. I've never played well, I guess I played Airsoft like a long time ago, like running around to high school, 20 years ago. I think the biggest problem that people have with Airsoft is just, you don't know when you're hit. Whereas paintball, it's fairly obviously when you get shot. When Airsoft, the BBs just bounce off and you kind of have to rely on people, telling the truth and stuff like that. That's not so great. I mean, what's good about Airsoft is it's mightily cheaper, though. I mean, you can get a 4,000 Airsoft BBs for like $20. So it's insanely cheap. But it's way cheap, which is cool. So you can do it inside. You can do it inside because it's not messy like paintball. But I don't like it. I don't like how it's like not as like impactful, right? Paintball guns are like... It's like more fun when you shoot, right? I mean, Airsoft guns are like... It's not as fun. I think that the Speed QB stuff looks really cool, though. I mean, if we could be like... Where's like a cool, like... Speed QB video? Yeah, why not? We'll check this out. So these are, I mean, one thing, I mean, this stuff looks really cool to me, actually. I think that Speed QB is kind of cool. We have 0 audio. I don't know why. Wow, there we go. Cool.
Place them all.
So this is Speed QB. I don't know what the heck we're gonna watch right now.
All of them.
We might just fast forward it because they're gonna lock it up so much. See, look at that. Isn't that cool? It is cool how you can, like, see the BBs and stuff like that. And they're essentially playing, like, paintball, right? I mean, they're essentially playing paintball. I mean, they're playing it the exact same way that we do it. So one thing that's cool about this is it's inside and stuff like that, but I don't know, you know, the guns don't kick and they're not loud and, like, I don't know. You don't actually, like, make someone, like, get paint all over them when they get shot and stuff. So it's definitely not as satisfying, but it for sure looks cool. There's also some of these videos with, like, when they're playing, like, with all the lights off and stuff, and you can just see the, like, tracers and stuff. It's pretty cool looking.
Hey, Fab, I'm gonna need you to bump. Right, stand up. Hey, can we get a bump?
Speed QB. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of neat. The definitely Speed QB's neat, but I don't know. For me, it's like paintball is so much more satisfying, you know? I mean, what's cool is the guns are neat and all that stuff, but paintball, you actually shoot people, you know what I'm saying? It's way more fun. It's certainly more fun. Oh. What else we got around here? You know, I did want to talk about impact. I think that, like, I don't know. I don't really want to. I did set, like, I don't know. I think the impact, I wanted to talk about Edmonton Impact. I think that Impact this year, so Impact picked up a few guys. Edmonton Impact picked up 3 dudes somewhat recently, mainly because they've lost so many freaking people. So they picked up Matt Derula, who'd been playing, I don't even know who Matt Derula was currently playing with, probably Revo. Mike Zupa, also playing with Revo. Axel Godin, who has not played in the United States for a couple years. Axel, a French guy playing with the Tauntauns. Axel's very good. But the whole reason I bring it up is because they've lost all these guys. With the Latin Saints coming out, Alex Rodriguez did not play for Impact last year, but he is on the Latin Saints. They lost Alex Goldman. Alex is insane. Alex is probably like the best paintball player right now. J-Rab, Justin Rabikoff, also good leaving Impact. So I don't know. I mean, I think Impact losing a lot of people, well, I don't know. I mean, it might be a big deal to them, but I think picking up Axel, Mike Zupa also coming up, but Matt Derula's very good. So they definitely added good people, and I think that, you know, having their same system will probably be fine. I mean, I don't think that you're going to probably see a huge drop-off in how they do at tournaments, mainly because I don't think Impact's really been as good or as dominant as they have been in the past. I mean, if we look at... Wait, what the heck? Oh, there we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. If we look at, you know, their last tournament wins, it's like they've done good, but definitely not as good as they were, like, say, in 2017 or 2016. I mean, if we look at them, they got 5th at World Cup, then a 10th. They did win the Golden State Open, which was an amateur tournament. It's not a pro tournament. That's why it says open. They did get 2nd in 2021. They did get a 1st and a 2nd. That's kind of crazy. They got a 3rd and a 3rd, an 8th, a 4th, a 6th, a 1st, a 9th, a 3rd, a 6th. So I don't know. I mean, while we look at Impact's roster and we're always like, oh my God, they're so good, you know, they've got like the best players, you know, they've got like, you know, they had A-Rod, they had AG, Alex Goldman. I don't know if people have called him that. They have J-Rab, Justin Rabikoff. So they had an extremely good roster. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if, you know, a fifth? I mean, sure. I mean, you know, the team without those guys could have got fifth. I mean, they certainly could have gotten 10th, you know. So I don't know. I think that paintball's very difficult. So I think that, you know, we never know what's going to happen. And having, like, consistency of Dave and Bart there the whole time can definitely, like, you know, bring up these other players and help these other players kind of, like, succeed and like hopefully bring out the best in them. Because it's like, you know, think about like if you were playing like professional sports, right? Think about like if you were on an NBA team, right? And like say you played for the Minnesota Timberwolves and you're okay, right? You're pretty good. But then like, you know, 5 years into your career, you get traded to the Knicks or the Lakers or something like that, right? Like one of the big crazy teams, right? I think that going to one of those teams would kind of like, you know, you're like, oh God, I'm on the Lakers. Oh, I'm on the Knicks. Or, oh God, I'm on Impact. You know, like this is one of the like, you know, teams that always wins tournaments and they're expected to play a little better, right? So I think that maybe going into that environment, it's maybe a little bit more serious, maybe more is expected of you, so maybe you do better. You know, maybe some of these players can excel under a little bit more pressure and a little bit more like spotlight and stuff like that. You know, I think having Axel being able to pick up some of these guys, will come up here, like being able to pick up Axel is going to be interesting. Axel is one of the better snake players, or, you know, front guys to play paintball, you know, in the last like 10 years or something like that. He's very good. Just being in Europe makes it kind of hard, right? Like if he was born in LA, he'd probably be, you know, a little bit more of a prominent name in pro paintball. So maybe going over to Impact and having a little bit of guidance, maybe more from Dave or from Bart, you know, could be a good thing. Not that he's bad, you know, but who couldn't be better? Well, I for sure can't be. So I don't know. Impact 2022. Are they going to get last in the division? Impact's going to get relegated is what my assumption is. Joshua Castillo. Bart is a very good coach, for sure. Bart, for sure. I think the new guys will do fine. Plus, they still have good players. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we are really forget about that, right? I mean, Impact's still really good. I mean, Impact, you know, without losing those players, still have Zach. They still have Trevor Reeser. They still have Nick Laval. They still have Justin Cornell. They still have Brandon Cornell. I believe Matt Jackson is coming back. Some people want John Jackson to go play for Edmonton Impact. I don't know if he's going to. So it's been a while since Impact was good. I think the last title they won, if I'm correct, was 2017. And Joshua right there in the chat also said, Impact is HK now. Yeah, Impact switched over from GI, mainly because I think Dynasty's using all GI stuff too this year. Yep, I believe so. And HK Army had some money to spend, so they're looking at Impact. Dynasty is, help me out in the chat. Dynasty is switching to, was John Jackson confirmed? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm like, I don't know. I remember hearing about it, but I'm not sure. Jay Stu, you probably know. You're around. Is Dynasty using JT? That's right! That's right, JT stuff. I totally forgot. Duh. I knew that. Oh, it's a GI, not core. So I wonder what hopper they're using. What hopper are they using? I really don't know. Let's go find... Oop. Oh gosh. Well, there's a bunch of Dynasty paintballs. Not that one. The control, are they really? Golly, I cannot like... DYNASTY Paintball. What is going on? I was gonna go to Instagram and like try to figure out what hopper they're using, but like 18 people have been like, control. I thought I saw a practice control. Yeah. Yep, controls for sure. There, they also got this guy. I totally forgot about that. This guy right there. That is... Oh, I don't have like cool extensions on. That is Archie Monomere. Archie Monomere, back to San Diego Dynasty. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Archie's only played for 2 pro teams, right? I think Archie played for Dynasty maybe 2000. Man, I don't even know. I have no idea. But Archie played for X Factor forever, and then 1 year left to play for Dynasty. I don't even remember when that was. That might have been like 2010. It might have been a long time ago. But there they are using the control, or there he is using the control with that Proflex on, that tank cover. That's so funny. Zoom back out. There we go. Nope. Ooh. We got some game action here. Oh. Just take a knee. Alright. So anyway. Yeah, paintball could be very, the pro division at least, could be very interesting this year. Mainly because all the shakeups, you know, we got like, we got Impact shaking up. We got the Latin Saints. Dynasty's got new players. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be an interesting 2020 season. We also got some other stuff. I got some, we'll talk about this thing. This thing's sitting over here. Well, okay. Forgot in the living room. Let's turn. Whoa. Okay. This thing, these are fairly new. I kind of want to talk about this mainly because I didn't want to do a whole entire video on this. I've gotten kind of bored with making pack videos. I mean, come on, you know, pack videos aren't all the most exciting thing in the world. But this is Jordan. Goddamn, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. That right there. Whoop. Is it upside down? No. It's upside down. Nope. I am super confused. Are those logos upside down? I mean, I guess maybe it's like ambidextrous. I don't know. Okay. I want to like, yep. Nope, I'm a crazy person. Okay. This is the infamous Pro DNA harness. This is going to be Infamous's first harness. Infamous are making a lot of soft goods, so they got a bunch of good stuff, right? You can get pants and, I was going to say jerseys. They don't make a jersey. You can get pants, you can get elbow pads, you can get knee pads, you can get 2 different types of slider shorts. They make quite a few things. But this is their first full harness, we'll say. They did have an Infamous one previously, but it was really just a Bunker King harness with a few different attachments, or like Infamous stylings, we'll say. But this really isn't all that different. So really what this is kind of like 2 packs, sort of, right? So we definitely have the original Bunker King strapless harness holders, right? So these are the exact same holders as you're going to find on the Bunker King strapless harness or the Bunker King Fly. The Bunker King Fly one, though, just having those little holders, so it's a lot lighter weight. What Infamous did, though, was add their own belt and, it might be extremely loud, their own belt and back padding. So you can kind of see that V cut there. The whole idea behind this pack is it's more rigid kind of in the center, because when we fill these things all the way up with all of those pods, this back gets so heavy when you're running around, it kind of like likes to flap in the middle. So making this maybe a little bit harder, and I think adding those lined cuts somehow helps prevent the pack from flopping around a little bit. I've heard 2 people say it actually helps. I don't know, though. Whether they're just crazy and purchased it and want to tell themselves it works to make themselves feel better about buying it, I don't know. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. One thing I do like, though, is this different style Velcro. You can kind of, I don't know if this is going to really pick up that well on camera. Yeah, whoa, gosh. I moved my mouse so I can't see what I'm doing. So you can kind of see, it's certainly a different style Velcro. So this shouldn't do as much pilling. So hopefully that Velcro lasts a little bit longer. Maybe those are a little different. It's a little smaller. I don't know what to call that, though, but it's certainly a different style Velcro. Let's put all those belts back. And it definitely has, very unique to this thing, is the 3 belt system. So normally on a paintball harness, you're going to get 2 belts. Oh, I didn't realize we were so far zoomed in still, sorry. So normally on a paintball pack, you get 2 belt sides, right? You get one that goes over, you get another one that goes over, you get one that goes like that, one that goes like that. This thing has 3. So you can like crazy tighten it and make it extremely secure. I think it's probably overkill, but you're definitely going to make that thing very tight, so it's not doing that weird flappy around thing. Oh, I'm going to go, I didn't mean to do that. The infamous Pro DNA reflex harness. And yeah, like I said, they're $100. They do come in this green color, blue, gray, white, and black. Yeah. They're not bad. I mean, I think that at this point, you know, I said that same thing about like earlier about, you know, pants and masks, is there's a lot of good packs out there, right? I think they kind of like, it's just sort of preference, right? I think that right now, Carbon probably make, I would say my favorite pack. Yeah, I was thinking about it. The infamous Pro DNA Reflex Harness. I like those. That was kind of entertaining. That's one thing I want to do. We can, I have, somebody asked the biggest pod pack. The biggest pod pack. Oh God. I know I got off track. The biggest pod pack for big guys or something like that, the question was. What I would do is go to the PaintallRuinedMyLife.com website, PaintallRuinedMyLife.com. You can buy a hat like that on there too if you want. That'd be pretty cool. You know, I try to make money at this, but it's really hard. You can scroll all the way down. It'll look like this on a mobile phone, a little bit different, but you can find paintball harness belt lengths. And there's a chart right there. I do have to add some stuff. There's definitely a few packs I got to add. So, but these are going to have most of the things out right now. There's an Empire pack on there I got to add. There's a JT pack I got to add. I got to add that Pro DNA one. Yeah, but you can see total lengths on the belts on here. So total length 53 inches. There's a 60, a 62, but I want to say that the dyed jet pack is going to probably be the longest. Yep, that's 62 and a half right there. That's been my finding, is that's going to have the longest belt. Yeah. So this will be very helpful if anyone's looking for, like, you know, what size pack they need or like whatever, because a lot of these harnesses, they're all, you know, massively different sized. There's no like small, medium, or, you know, a 38 inch or a 45 inch, or, you know, you just kind of get with whatever they ship. Yep. Paintball harnesses. Jordan Sparks, does it come in a 3-pod pack? It comes in only the 4-pack. Only a 4-pack. I'm going to refresh my coffee. Yeah, the Carbon SC harness, that's one of their, like, let's see here. That's, I haven't actually seen the SC harness in so long. It's been some time. Oops. Yeah, Carbon Paintball, they have a few different harnesses. I would say that my favorite, gee whiz, is just the CC. I don't really like the, well, I should say I like the, I mean, I don't really, honestly, I don't see there's a big difference with these. So I have the, what happened here? I like screwed it all up. I shouldn't say I have. I did use the CC harness for a little bit, and then actually gave it away because I didn't really, I don't know. I wasn't going to use it really. Yeah. So these used to have the air pillow, and if I'm not mistaken, they've certainly gotten rid of that. So the original SC harness actually had an adjustable lumbar support. So you could like push a little airbag thing and like pump up the lumbar support. These no longer have that. It's just going to have regular lumbar support. You can kind of see how they've just built that pad into there. But it's certainly a lot nicer than the previous ones. I think these are more comfortable. They're even higher quality, I believe, than the previous ones. But I don't notice all that much of a difference. So I always just liked the cheaper one, right? I mean, these still have the CC. They still have, you know, very high quality and they're still made really well. So I always liked it. It's a little bit cheaper. I kind of like that like, I kind of like the way that this like orange, like Velcro works. Kind of cool. Yeah, so I didn't really see a difference. I mean, at one point they had the, you know, SC that had the pump, and then they had the CC that didn't have the pump. So it was like, oh, there's the difference. But now it's just like, it's a little bit just nicer harness. I don't really think that pump was that useful, because you'd kind of just do it once, and I don't know, you wouldn't really redo it. Carbon Paintball. I've been talking about Carbon a lot lately. They've just been coming out with stuff. I've got that thing around here somewhere. Brandon said, my first pack was a Reds 3-pack. 2. I think that might have been mine. I don't know. It was definitely like my first good one I can remember, because it was black. It was a Reds paint. Whoop. Let's see if this. Let's see if we can find anything when we search this. The Reds paintball. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Woo. Yep, that one right there. No, was it? I remember mine having like logos. Did they have logos on the handles or the like straps? I remember them having like logos on the straps. These were interesting. I mean, that's interesting, right? These were a pack that actually had a separate belt. So this doesn't even have a belt with it. It's literally just the pack. So you would buy just the pack, right? And you'd purchase the belt separately, and you could get like different. I think you could get different sizes, and you had to like run the belt all the way through the thing. $25. That's crazy. Yeah, man. I remember him having like little logos. Maybe that was just the newer ones, because we definitely sold them. I remember having them in this right there. Jordan, I appreciate it. With this super chat, I am now reduced to poverty. Well, I'm not. Well, I'm poor, but it's helpful. Thank you. Hopefully I answer questions right, at least. Reds packs, yep. You could definitely get different sizes. Yeah, I was like, why would they make it detachable if you couldn't, right? Were they different, like, was it just small, medium, large? I don't even remember. Small, mediums, and larges. It had to have been small, medium, large. I can't imagine it being like a 32 and a 40 and a 30. They couldn't have had like, 20 different sizes. No labels on the straps for the old ones. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember, because I remember like Reds, like the old Reds ones when I had mine, in 2001 or 2002 or whatever it was. And then I remember having them like, we still had them for maybe like 6 years, 7 years after that. So it was maybe like 2008 or something like that is when they went away. Somewhere in there. I don't know. What else we got to talk about? I think I kind of like exhausted the things I can talk about. One thing I do want to talk about, and one thing I do need to do a better job at, is promoting myself, guys. Yeah. I don't make a lot of money doing this, so I gotta like hawk my wares. You can actually go to the Paintball Ruin My Life store, PaintallRuinedMyLife.com, and buy this hat. It will be cleaner than this, though, I promise. It will not be as dirty when you buy it. Is it gonna freaking open? What the heck's going on here? I don't know why it won't open. My mouse doesn't work or some shit. I don't know. You can buy it. That's actually me wearing it right now. Well, not right now, but PaintallRuinedMyLife.com. There's like hats on there. You can get a beanie. You can get some headbands. Some actually say Paintball Ruin My Life on them. I have no idea what in the heck is going on and why it is not working. You got barrel covers. I personally like these, like, this checker one. There's some more. What's over here? The 90s one that I called Max. Mainly because I called this Max because Saved by the Bell. If anyone watched Saved by the Bell back in the day, if you're weird and old like me, they used to go hang out at the Max. Super 90s. Yep. PaintballRuinMyLife.com. You can buy all kinds of stuff. Maybe not all kinds of stuff, but cool Paintball Ruin My Life merch that helps support this channel. And stuff does ship free for $30 if you live in the US. So if you buy yourself a headband, it ships for free. There's a bunch of them right there. And one of the, you know what I really actually do like about these? Like seriously, like this is like a real thing. I really like, whoop. Switch cameras. I don't know what's going on. What I really actually like about these is that they are made of denim. So you can see that like, it's freaking denim. That is, I don't know how many, I could actually tell you the weight of the fabric and stuff like that, but I can't because I don't remember. Headbands. Paintball ruined my life stuff. God, I don't know why it's not like switching back. Yeah. Go buy stuff. Are they vegan? Sure. Do they have non-vegan headbands? I mean, I don't have any leather ones. They're probably not vegan in reality. Like, I'm like, man, I don't know what wouldn't be, right? I mean, it's just cotton. I assume it's a joke. But it really is cotton, and that's all, right? I mean, the denim is cotton. That's terry cloth. And then the stitching is certainly something else. I mean, the stitching's like polyester or whatever. I don't know. Somehow it's probably not. That's what's funny. The headbands are good. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're like someone was like they're made very well. They're good. I mean, I think that in this realm of paintball headbands where, I mean, you know, people are selling them for like $80 brand new, that those are not 3 times better than that. That's for sure. I can tell you that. Hey, there we go. Brandon with a 6 fun. I thought about it today. I was like, man, I wonder if anybody saw my my plea for Core to give me an Empire 6. I was like, man, I really want one of those things. Really want one. You wear uncooked bacon as a headband. That's definitely not vegan. Staple some pieces together. That'd be funny. Yeah. I really do want a 6 though. Yeah, I truly don't understand the like headbands. They're so expensive, some of them. Like some of them I get it, right? Like I talk about this too. I understand the like Hermesis stuff because at least you're getting like a bunch of stuff and they're really cool. Like their headbands are really neat. But I don't understand the like resale side of it. That's the part that just mind boggles me. Mind boggling. Yep. I'm going to go through all my things and see if I talked about everything I want to talk about. Yeah, pretty much. There's also, if anyone wants to, a good way to, if you don't want to watch all these live streams, right? Like, I feel like watching these live streams might be kind of long, right? So what you could do, if I can spell right, what you can do is find the Ruined Clips channel where I just put up clips of some of the videos. We could not watch that real fast. Where you can just find clips, you know, of videos that we did to the live stream. So you don't have to necessarily watch the entire thing. Ruined Clips. I think that there should be maybe a link in the description of this video if you want to find it. Ruined Clips. I think that like it kind of fits well. The name kind of fits well. So if I use GI 2-star, Adam asks, and Valken Reserve, it will still be as accurate as the 5-star paint? I don't know. So, first of all, like, you know, what affects the paintball, right? Like, what affects the main things that affect paintball accuracy? It's not necessarily like just buying expensive paintballs, right? The things that affect the accuracy most are going to be if your gun's working, right? You know, you got to have the velocity correct. You can't have, you know, the velocity going all over. You know, you got to have the velocity consistent. You have to have good barrel match. You know, you got to have a good barrel. You can't have the barrel be crazy big or crazy small. So that barrel has to fit, you know, your paintballs well. Nick, I appreciate that two times. You should be like, yeah, you should tell people where you got it. You're like, yeah, we can get them here. You can get them at the PaintallRuinedMyLife.com merch store. Appreciate it. Paintball accuracy. Yeah, so you gotta, it's not necessarily the paintballs. It's having, like, you know, the paintball gun work well, your tank works well, you got a good barrel, stuff like that. So it's hard to say if that 2-star will shoot better than the 5-star, right? Typically, right, the 5-star is going to be a little bit more round, and the paintball is going to be a little bit heavier. The roundness kind of helps keep the, like, velocity consistency, and the weight certainly helps, like, you know, the paintball shoot a little bit straighter and a little bit more true. Brandon, here's another $5 so you can put towards that crazy skinned cotton candy profile. Oh, well, it'll match. Maybe it'll match the shocker amp. I do want a Proflex. I was talking about that today. I saw that they're selling the foam ears again, and I really want to get some of those foam ears. I thought it was cool. So yeah, I wouldn't say that, like, it's not always necessarily true that the high-end paint's going to shoot better, mainly because you have to have all that other stuff working correctly for you to even notice a difference, right? The high-end paint might be, like, you know, a couple percentage points more accurate. It's not going to be, you know, twice as accurate, like the price might dictate. Yeah. And paintballs are hard, right? I mean, you can see the things, right? They're like little water balloons, and, like, you know, they're not perfect every single time. So sometimes you can get a really good batch of 2-star or that reserve, and then sometimes you get a bad batch of 5-star. Adam, you said, because I use an Empire Mini GS with a stock barrel, I don't know if I want to get a barrel kit for it. Yeah, I hear you. I don't necessarily think you should buy whole barrel kits, right? Like, I don't necessarily know if they're that effective. Daniel, you really enjoy your videos. I was like, I was reading that and I was like, I don't enjoy your videos, Daniel. Like, I really enjoy your videos. Getting back to the hobby after a few decades away and watching my kids play has been a blast. Yeah, that's pretty cool, for sure. You know, that's one of the things that's really good about paintball, and one of the things that we should probably, like, push more is that paintball is definitely a family thing, right? I mean, there's tons of, like, teams that have, like, family members, right? I mean, like, out here we have the original Iron Men that play, like, 10-man and stuff like that. And they have, like, 3 dudes on their team and 3 kids that play on their teams. You know, their sons play with them. So it's so cool. It's very neat. Hopefully when I'm 50 and I have a kid, at the rate I'm going, I'm going to be 65. I will play paintball. Yeah. Sorry. We were going to talk about barrels. I want to talk about barrel kits. Yeah, I don't necessarily think, you know, you have a $350 paintball gun. I don't think it makes sense to spend $250 on a barrel kit. $200. That just seems weird, right? It's like buying, like, a $20,000 car and then getting $15,000 wheels for it. You're like, what are you doing? Like, why do you have those gold-plated wheels on your Hyundai? Alexander, I appreciate it Very much so, guys. You look like you're in the mountains, maybe in like Alaska. I have a TM40, but I'm looking to get a solid backup. Money is no issue because I've saved up, but think about Planet Eclipse. Any thoughts? Let's go barrels. I want to finish this barrel thing, and then I'll do that. I'll get you. Yeah. So I think if you have a mini, I think the best decision, right, is don't buy a barrel kit. You don't need a barrel kit. What you should probably do. Okay, I was looking for these. It's something like this, right? These CP one-piece barrels, I don't even know how much these are anymore. $35 probably, $35. CP one-piece barrels, very good. You can get these Inception Designs, a Genesis, I believe they call these. Genesis two-piece barrels. They are $40 and very good. And then the HK Army one-piece barrel is $45. This is probably the one that I like the most. They're $45 and you will 100% see a difference, right? I mean, the gun will probably be a little bit quieter. I think these longer barrels, right, make it a little bit easier to aim at stuff. And it'll for sure be more accurate. And it's like $40, you know, you're not gonna spend $200. $40, $45, and go buy like 2 cases of paint. But I really like these things. I really like that they're 15 inches too. Yep. Good budget paintball barrels. That's what I do. Alexander, thank you again, dude. I have TM40. So you have a TM40 and you're thinking about backups. So one thing that like I think is a good idea, kinda, right? I have kind of 2 takes on backup guns. I think that buying like 2 of the same thing is good, right? Like buy another TM40. Then you got 2 TM40s. And the good thing about that is you can swap parts. You can just get good at fixing one gun. So you can kind of like, you know, just get good at fixing it. So when you're on the field and stuff goes wrong, maybe it's a little bit easier to troubleshoot stuff, you know, because you're, you know, used to working on that gun so much. And like I said, you can interchange parts. If you have another gun, then you can't change parts out and you got to know how to work on 2 things. So yeah, I think you can go with a different company, or if you want to like maybe be as reliable as possible, having 2 of the same gun could be a good idea. But I also think that having like a backup that's just going to be more reliable is also a good idea. So say you really like the Lux, that TM40, and the TM40s are really reliable, so it's not like they're unreliable, but maybe getting something that's a little bit more reliable would be a good backup, right? So if that TM40 does go down, you can go grab the Planet Eclipse 170R and it's going to work perfect. You know, the 170R is so reliable that it would be weird to take it out of a bag and it not work. You know, I like the 170R too as a backup, mainly because they're not as expensive. You know, you can, you know, $800 or whatever. You don't have to spend $1,500 or whatever it is on a backup. So I think that for me, I like that cheaper option and having a little bit cheaper backup. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. And I'm like, man, whenever I had like a backup paintball gun, like back in the day, like when I played like super serious, nowadays, if my paintball gun, I just have so few problems with the paintball field, I don't really need a backup. And if I do, I'll just fix it really quick. And if I miss a game, I don't really care. But when I used to have backups, I always had like the weirdest guns, right? I'd have like 2 broken matrices and a weird intimidator and like a weird something else. So everything I always had was not reliable. Everything I always had was like unreliable. So I've never even had like good reliable backup guns. I don't know. Hopefully that somewhat answers a question. That might have not helped that much. Yeah. 5:30. Okay, what else we got? Actually, that is definitely all, huh? Madman paintball, like Madman. I assume so. Sir, how are you? I have the old invert mini, but my dad had to send it to Tiki's paintball to get it fixed, but she still runs like a beast. I really always liked the minis. The minis always shoot really well. The original mini was kind of hit or miss. But if you got a working one, it'd work forever. But it seemed like sometimes they just didn't work. Now they just always work. I mean, it's extremely rare that they don't work, right? Like out of the box, they always work. People use them for years and they still work. What was I even just talking about? Take it out of the box and they still work? The mini. The mini. Is that even on? I always like to have like music on. It totally didn't have like music on. Anyway. I don't know what to talk about. We got questions where I'm going to go. There's one, I saw it earlier. Infamous Silencio barrels quiet as advertised. I don't actually know. I've never actually shot one of those things. I've only like put it on and looked at it. I've never actually heard one shooting. I can't imagine it's quieter. I mean, maybe. One of the things that's always so hard to tell about these like barrels is sometimes they have like different pitches and stuff like that. So even like a gun that's like has a different pitch sounds louder, but it's really not. EP, I appreciate it. Hit up the field this weekend. We were talking about it earlier. I might go to Capital Edge on Sunday. Capital Edge Paintball Park. It's very possible. We're going to see how the week goes, though. Custom gear for a custom lifestyle asks. What are your thoughts on 77 tank sizes? Well, I don't know. It's just all preference. How do you donate? We got a super chat. I don't know how to quickly tell that. Super chats. Thoughts on 77s? Impact? Will Impact be here this weekend? I don't even know. Impact's here. Maybe I'll try to film something. Yeah, 77s. Well, I like the 77. I mean, I use an 80, which is like literally the same size. I mean, it's all preference, really. I mean, I think if you're a bigger person, you'll probably like the longer tank. I'd say if you're over 6 feet tall, you're definitely going to like the longer tank. If you're under 6 feet tall, you might prefer the 68. Yeah. Yeah, this is mine. Got a gun on it. That's my tank. That's the HK Army 80 Aero Light, though. That's an 80. I mean, it's literally like, you know, almost the same size. It's so close you could say they're the same thing. 80. I always liked this 80. They used to have this 80. Empire used to make. Hold on. Empire used to make the 80 Ultra in these like back in the day, and I really liked it. My eMech is completely stock too, by the way. Like I play with this thing all the time, and there is not a single upgrade. 100% stock. I don't have the on-off ASA. I don't have a trigger on there. It's 100% stock. No feed neck, no hair 45 valve, no bolt, nothing. Custom gear for a custom lifestyle. I appreciate it. It's just funny to say. Thank you, sir. Or ma'am. Or whatever we're saying nowadays. Maybe you identify as a plant. I don't know. Or a lamp. I mean, Brick Tanley loved lamps. Goddamn Brick Tanley. Who knows who Brick Tanley is? I'm a dude. I assume so. Okay. Here we go!
I love.
Oh, it's so audio's so low.
Rick, are you just...
I love. Carpet. I love. Desk.
This is the
Rick,
greatest
are you
movie
just
ever.
looking at things in the office and saying that you love them?
I love lamp.
Do you really love the lamp, or are you just saying it because you saw it?
See, Brick, he identifies as office, or, you know, office furniture, or, you know, home decor. Well, you know, how it goes. Anchorman's probably... Yeah, he did kill a guy. He killed him with a trident. Brick, you killed a guy. I know. So good. All right. Damn it. Okay. Sometimes I identify as a Lux Ice Halo Startup Edition. Brick Tanley. It's Brick Tanley, right? Is that his name? I love Lamp. Golly, that movie's genius, guys. I've probably seen, like, you guys should, if you're really a fan of Anchorman, you should actually look into it. Because the whole movie is supposed to be different. Like, they didn't want to do it. Like, they didn't want to do the ending of the movie when he was, like, in the bear, when he was, like, getting rescued by a bear and stuff. We're probably going to get claimed for all this. Oh, gosh. I don't identify with that. What is that? That's creepy. That's a creepy thing. Okay, we're going to watch. This whole scene, this scene wasn't even supposed to be in the movie. They like wanted to end this movie all different. And you would not have had this beautiful scene right here.
Deep down in my stomach, with every inch of me, I pure, straight hate you. But God damn it, do I respect you.
You can't even, no one can even see that because I'm an idiot. God, this movie's so good. Bushido Iron, one more time. I appreciate that, guys. My donation, first donation ever. Well, I appreciate that, dude. Very much so. Like, yeah. John, you asked about Push Watch Party. Yeah, for sure. So, I don't know, right? I mean, we can definitely, like, when I'm getting alerts. The Bucks, you guys, the Bucks are playing, who are the Bucks playing right now? The Milwaukee Bucks are playing
Philly right
now. Push Paintball. Oop. If I could spell right. I cannot type when I'm doing this. I mean, because we can definitely just go watch it, right? I mean, it's definitely
Hey
not
guys,
hard.
how you doing? My name is Patrick Spore. Some of you may know me.
You know, and we can literally just go watch Push. But I don't know. I actually emailed Patrick. I actually emailed that guy. he made this fantastic movie, and the movie that probably changed a lot of our lives. Like, no joke. Like, it certainly changed my life. If this didn't exist, we would not be talking right now, without question. So watching this movie completely changed my life. And I've emailed Patrick to ask if we could watch it and like how that would work and if he had a problem with, doing that. And I don't know. I never heard back. And I don't want to just like repurpose it, but I mean, I think that I care too much about that stuff. I'm much too like, I want to ask and get permission first, when it's like, I don't know. I might as well just do it, I mean, isn't that like do it and ask forgiveness later or something like that?
And a raver. Did you know that people that go to rave, 60% of them are bisexual?
Well, I don't know. But Push is very old. I mean, this video was shot in '99. So there's like a bunch of old school stuff. I mean, you can obviously see they're playing Hyperball and stuff like that. Using like old school hoppers, Crystal Soya with an angel. Oh, God. I gotta log in. Next time I'll log in so we don't have to watch friggin' ads. So Push is awesome. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know. The problem is I just don't want to like, I just don't want to like repurpose it. But I don't think, maybe we would just watch it and I could like, obviously do commentary over it, just like this, really. Ad blockers. Yeah, I don't use an ad blocker. Well, I just have YouTube Premium mainly. So I'm just not logged into this on this computer. Well, I'm logged into this computer, different browser. Easier to ask forgiveness than permission. Maybe it's that one. But I did ask permission, I just never heard back. So I asked. We definitely can't monetize it. I don't think you can monetize. I don't think I could monetize it, that video anyway, because it's got so much copyright and audio in it. Push. It's very cool. I mean, I feel like we're almost doing a yeah. What was that? Am I gay? That's why someone said that. I was like, what? I was like, someone said something about, am I gay? And I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? And I didn't read it. That's funny. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I never use this. I use this as Firefox. The only time this browser's ever even open is when I'm on this computer or when I'm doing live streams. That's funny. I don't even know what that is. What does that do? Crystal Soya's execution. I don't even know if we can find that. I don't think that's really on the internet. Push. Yeah, I don't have the audio on. I also don't have the audio on because I can't, we'll probably get like taken down if I leave it on because there's so many like cool songs in this. Man, this movie is so good though. I mean, one of the things that I really liked about this, and one of the things that this did better or does better than, I don't know, I'd say does better, but I don't know if I just like, it was a very important time in my life and I just might remember it fondly. But I think that one of the things this video did, this movie did, was kind of show that paintball was fun, right? I mean, what you see is these guys hanging out and kind of just having fun all the time. You know, hanging out at the field, they like, I don't know, like messing around before matches, and you know, just kind of gives you a feel of what paintball's like. It's not just playing paintball, you know. There's a lot more to it than there's a lot more to it maybe than just shooting at bad guys all the time. Not that there's anything wrong with shooting at bad guys. Anyway, guys, it's been real. I think I'm just gonna go. I don't know what else to talk about. Unless someone has any burning questions. I used to go to, oh, that's a long story. I won't talk about it. We'll save that later. Burning questions. A YouTube search for Chris Lasoya execution returns a 42-second clip with no copyright music. Well, I don't care about the music. I just know that, like, there's like two... Oh, this is that. Okay, this is the one. I know that, like, I've searched for it in the past and could not find it. Well, there we go. Let's watch it. I'm definitely not a reactionary YouTube channel, though, so I'm not gonna, like, scream and yell or anything. Like, oh my god! Knock everything over. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Do we have any audio, any at all? Oh, I'm good. Hold on. So this looks like, this is PSP. I don't know what year this is. This is probably like 2006, somewhere in there. 5, 6, somewhere in there. Let's see what happens here.
Excuse me, sir, you're gonna have to walk the green mile. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is... You could probably go find this if you go look for Dirter Paintball. So this is Dirter, a company called Dirter. If you literally dirter.com, you can go download a ton of their videos, right? Just, I mean, they're all going to be old. But this is an episode from the short bus. So somewhere you can go download these and actually watch the full part of this. Let's start from the beginning.
Excuse me, sir, you're gonna have to walk the green mile. Yeah.
Man, I don't like double clicking pauses.
Day of execution. Upon that day, judge, jury, and executioner Chris Lasoya shall
Here he
come from
comes.
above and put thy paintball in thy hand and wow! Bitch! Get your ass on the ground because Chris Lasoya says so. Look at my pal. I'm gonna comb my hair now.
First, Todd's way better. Todd's way better at the reactions than I am. Todd Martinez in the background there.
It says so. Look at my pal. I'm gonna comb my hair now. Pal, stop. You don't want that.
He got it.
Yeah, does anybody have a hair tie? Does anybody have a hair tie? I'm knotted up. I have to go.
The guy's rolling around the ground though. Bad. I don't know who that is. I'm not sure. Boom, right in the back of the head though. Just perfect.
People bow down and cry your ass off.
Yeah. The execution. There's apparently another one though.
I'm gonna comb my hair now. Look at my pal. I'm gonna comb my pal.
Boom.
I'm gonna comb my
Yeah, so he got in a lot of trouble for that. If I remember correctly, I think that I don't know. I don't really remember, but he definitely got like suspended for something, you know. There was even a rumor that he did that to some kid at a birthday party. I don't know. Wow, look at this video. What is this? I just found another one. Well, audio is wacky on this. Look at that. This is some oldness. That sounds crazy. We're getting some like weird audio problems. So anyway, how high do you rate the new carbon mask? Currently own an EVS with no issues at all. Well, if you like the EVS, just stay with the EVS. I think the carbon mask, I don't know yet. Honestly, I haven't like really thought about it, but the carbon mask, there's so many good masks, right? I mean, there's so many good masks. Like you said, the EVS is good. There's the SLR, there's the push mask, there's the Bunker King mask, there's the E-Flex, there's a ProFlex. There's lots of good masks out there. So it's difficult, right? I don't know. I don't know if the carbon mask is better than the, push unite. I don't know if it's better than the command. I don't know if it's better than the i5. It's a very good mask, but it's difficult to say even if it's like better. I don't know. It's like so many of the masks are good now and the differences are so slight that it is kind of difficult to say if one's good or not, or if it's better or not. But I know personally, I would rather have it over the EVS. I don't like how big the EVS is, and it's just weird. So I much prefer the like more traditional look or something, we'll say, of the Zero. Just as J2 said, masks are personal preference. Yeah, for the most part, right? I mean, if you buy like a mask over $100, it's just going to be personal preference. I mean, obviously there's masks that have, thermal lenses or coming with some things that might make them a little nicer, but they all do the same thing, right? There's not one of them that does anything crazy. It's kind of like paintball guns, right? They all just shoot paintballs. Like none of them really do anything different, One's not more accurate, one doesn't shoot further, one doesn't shoot faster. They're not really more air efficient. They just kind of shoot. Crazy. Did you already unbox the shocker? Yeah, a long ass time ago. Just like rewind all the way to the beginning to the first couple minutes. Or if not, I'll be done in a minute and you can like rewind then. Did you have any issues with the visor falling off? I mean, not issues makes it seem like I played with it, right? I didn't actually use it. But certainly, I mean, the visor like kind of falls right off. Yeah, the magnets are way too loose. Way too loose. You like tap the visor and it just kind of like crumbles. A day in the life. After 17 years hiatus, I just picked up an infamous Black Skull push mask. Yeah, those push masks are awesome. And probably way better than any mask you had 17 years ago. That's for sure. For sure. 17 years ago, everybody had JT masks. I mean, the JT masks breathe well, but having all the new like features, like the quick change lens, is a very nice upgrade over that Proflex. Can you see the Zero again? I unfortunately don't have it. I had to give it back. Those things aren't really out yet. I mean, they're not going to be out for probably a month and a half. So the one I had wasn't really like a sale unit, right? Like I had it for about a week and then like took a bunch of video of it and all that stuff. And I'm going to write the video tomorrow, hopefully, and then film it Sunday or Saturday. So I don't have it with me, unfortunately. The last mask you had was a profiler. Profilers are pretty good. I have a profiler still. Somewhere. I don't know. I like the profiler. And they're cheap. I mean, profiler's like $65, right? I really like the profiler. I mean, personally, my favorite masks are all the old ones. I kind of prefer the simplicity, right? I actually like, oh, that is the profiler. I thought that was something else. I didn't think that was up there. I actually like, how it's all just one piece, right? The mask is all one thing, right? And the foam, I got to get new foam. It's coming off. The foam is not quick change. So it all just kind of like feels a little bit more like solid to me. So I like the all single piece mask. I don't necessarily need or like all those crazy high-end ones. All right, guys, I'm going to go. We're going to go Probably make dinner. Make some to eat. The Pro Shield. I had a Pro Shield for a long time. I rocked the Pro Shield bottom and had the Revo like soft ears. They still make the Pro Shield? I honestly don't know. I'm not 100% sure if they still make the Pro Shield. Brett says he likes the KLR. See, I hate that mask. I don't like the KLR. I never liked the KLR because it was kind of too small for me. I didn't feel like it was made as well. And it just didn't breathe very well. But yeah, it's all preference, truly. It's all just kind of like whatever you think is best, really. Everyone's heads are different, and people like the way things look. And yeah, they still make the Pro Shield. I know. I was trying to think of all the masks on the wall at the store, and I was like, I don't remember. I don't remember seeing the Pro Shield. They make a Proflexed shaped Pro Shield. I think that is the Pro Shield. Man, those are so old. I mean, that's crazy. That mask's probably 25 years old. That's wild. It's still like a thing, huh? So funny. Are they releasing anything cool at Extravaganza? Well, Paintball Extravaganza happened, we'd say, a couple weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago, or really just a week ago. And yeah, they didn't have anything. I mean, the only thing that was really released was in Ninja's new regulator. They made an externally adjustable reg. But we're not really seeing that. It's not that big of a deal anyway. I mean, most of these companies are just like releasing stuff when they want to. And especially during COVID. I mean, one of the cooler things about Extravaganza was that you could show like products that were going to be released or stuff that like, you know, manufacturers could pre-order or something like that. But now with COVID, really, I mean, it's not even COVID, really. With the like manufacturing stuff just taking too long or whatever, which I guess is COVID related, but everything's just taking longer and less like, people are less sure when they can get stuff. So it's difficult for a company to be like, in 2 months, we're going to release this, because a lot of the times they're like, well, we don't know. It's like I was saying with Carbon, they're supposed to have a good quantity of those masks by the end of the month, or by the end of March. But hopefully, hopefully they're able to get all their orders and whatever, have everything there. I'd hope so. I'd imagine so. I don't know why they wouldn't. And with the internet, it's just not really a point in it, right? It's not the trade show thing. There's not really a big point in doing the trade shows. I don't know. I don't think so, at least. All right, guys. I don't know. We'll see you later. I'll probably be here on, next weekend. Not next weekend, but next Thursday if anyone wants to stop by. I was trying to think about what's going to happen next weekend or next week. Like what's going to talk about, but I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Okay, guys. I love you, and make good choices.